Level 1. The shirt. You're 12 years old. You wear a shirt in the pool. You tell people you burn easy. You don't burn easy. You know before anyone says anything. You know because the school uniform doesn't come off the regular rack. The woman goes to the back room to get yours. Your mom says thank you. Nobody talks on the drive home. You know because at the water park your dad looks at the weight limit sign on the ride. Then at you. Then back at the sign. He says maybe next summer and keeps walking. You follow him. There's a kid in your class. He's not smarter than you. He's not funnier than you. But when teams get picked in gym class, he goes in the first half and you go in the second half, and you both know why, and nobody says it. Your mom makes your favorite food that night. You eat 2 plates. She smiles watching you eat. She has no idea that food is the only part of today that felt okay. Level 2. The word. You're in middle school now. It's your first week and you already have a nickname. You didn't even hear how it started. One day it just existed, and now it's everywhere. The kid who started it isn't even the one saying it most anymore. It spread. Other kids picked it up the way kids pick things up without knowing why. You hear it in the hallway, at lunch, before PE, every single day until it stops feeling like something they're calling you and starts feeling like your name. Your actual name starts feeling like the fake one. You get fast at changing for PE corner near the back lockers. Face the wall, shirt off shirt on under 30 seconds. You practiced it at home until you didn't have to think about it. Nobody sees anything. There's a girl in 3 of your classes. She sits near the front. She has never looked back in your direction. Not once. Your mom starts putting different food in the house. Doesn't say why. You find the old stuff pushed to the back of the cupboard. You eat it. She replaces it. You find it again. This goes on for months. Neither of you say a single word about it. You become the funny one. Not because you're funny. Because you learned that if you make the joke first, nobody else can. Teachers think you're confident. You are not confident. You are just fast. You go to bed every night and hear the nickname in your head. Somewhere around year 2, it stopped being their voice. It's yours now. Level 3. The clipboard. You're 14. Routine checkup. The nurse weighs you and writes a number on a clipboard, and your mom sees it. Her face does something for half a second she can't control. Then she puts it away. The doctor says the word, concerning. He says trajectory. He hands your mom a leaflet. She folds it into her bag without looking at it. You walk to the car. Your mom turns the radio on. You count 12 minutes before either of you says anything. The first thing either of you says is her asking if you want something to eat when you get home. That is the only conversation you ever have about it. That night you can't sleep. You get up and stand in the bathroom and actually look at yourself. Not a glance. You stand there and look. You turn to the side. You've been avoiding your side profile for 2 years. You look at it for the first time, and it's like meeting someone you've been pretending doesn't exist. You start walking that night. Not a gym, not a plan. Just walking. Late, after the house goes quiet, so nobody watches and nobody sees if it goes nowhere. First night you do 40 minutes. You feel nothing different. You go the next night, and the one after. 3 weeks and the number on the scale doesn't move. You go anyway. Your mom sees you come in one night. You tell her you couldn't sleep. She looks at your trainers. She goes back to bed without saying anything. The next morning there's a water bottle on the counter with your name written on it in marker. She never mentions it. You fill it up and take it with you that night. Level 4. The invisible work. It's been 4 months and nobody knows any of this is happening. That's the entire point of this part. You know the calorie count of everything in the kitchen without checking. You know lunch is 580 calories. You know an hour of walking burns 300. You do that math before you even sit down. None of your friends know any of this is happening. You don't tell anyone because if you tell someone and it stops working, you have to live inside their pity. 7 weeks in, you've lost 11 pounds. Nobody can see it yet. You feel it. That's enough. 12 weeks in, you've lost 22 pounds. The kid says the nickname one morning near the lockers and something happens that has never happened before. You don't laugh. You don't react. You just keep walking. He says it again louder. You turn the corner. You don't look back to see his face. The girl gets assigned to sit next to you for a project. First time you've spoken directly to her in 2 years of sitting near her. She's normal about it. At the end, she puts her number in your phone so you can coordinate. The project ends. She doesn't text. You don't text. but the number is still there, and you check that it's still there more times than you'll ever tell anyone. Level 5, the wall. 4 months in and the scale stops moving. Same number every morning for 3 weeks. You're doing everything right and it won't move. You're 15 years old, standing on a scale at 6 in the morning, and you think about stopping for the first time. Just stopping. Going back. At least before you started, you didn't know what this felt like. This far in and stuck is its own kind of pain. You sit on the edge of your bed and think about quitting. Then you hear the front door. Your mom, coming back from her walk. She started walking a few weeks after the water bottle appeared on the counter. Never said why. Never asked you to join her. Never connected it to anything out loud. Sometimes you come home late and see her coming up the street. You both just nod and go inside like it's nothing. She has never once said the word wait to you. Not once in 4 months. You sit on the edge of the bed and listen to her take her shoes off in the hallway. You don't quit. The scale moves the next week. 2 pounds. You stand there in your socks and breathe out slowly. Level 6, the shift. You're 16 and something changed. You felt it before the world showed you. Doors get held open. Cashiers look at you when they're talking to you. In a group, people angle toward you slightly without knowing they're doing it. A teacher who never called on you starts calling on you. None of these things are big, but you feel every single one. The girl looks at you across the room one afternoon. Not a glance. She actually looks, for about 2 seconds. You look back. She looks away first. You face forward and stare at the board. Your heart is going faster than it does on a long walk. After class, she says your name in the hallway, asks about something from the lesson. You answer. She says thanks. She walks away. You stand there. 3 years of sitting near this girl. 3 years of her looking straight through you. You stand in the hallway knowing exactly what changed. That knowledge sits in your chest in a way that doesn't feel the way you thought it would. That weekend, the kid who started the nickname sees you at a party. He comes straight over, arm around your shoulder, tells you that you look different, gets you a drink, laughs at everything you say, introduces you to people like you're worth introducing. You talk to him. You laugh at his jokes. Your face does everything it's supposed to do. But underneath it the whole night, there is a 12-year-old wearing a shirt in a pool telling people he burns easy. You don't forget him. Not even for one night. Level 7. The other side. You made it. The body changed. The way rooms feel changed. The girl is your girlfriend now. Strangers are friendlier. Conversations start easier. You walked 62 pounds off in the dark while everyone was asleep, and nobody handed you a single thing. But here is what nobody tells you. You thought the voice would stop when the results came. You imagined standing on this side of it and feeling clean. You don't feel clean. You still reach for the bigger size in the changing room before you catch yourself. You still sit at tables a certain way out of pure habit when there's nothing left to hide. You still feel something move through you when a camera comes out before logic catches up. The nickname is still there. In your own voice, every day. You lost 62 pounds and it didn't go anywhere. One night, your girlfriend shows her friend a photo of you from 3 years ago. She doesn't know what that photo is. She just thinks it's funny how different you look. She shows you and laughs and says, "Oh my God, look at this." You look at it, you smile, you move on. But that night, you lie there staring at the ceiling and you think about what it took to get from that photo to this room. The 40 minutes in the dark, the corner near the back lockers, the 12 minutes of silence on the drive home, the water bottle with your name written on it in marker. Your girlfriend is asleep next to you. You lie there in the dark for a long time. Level 8, the leaflet. Your mom asks you to come with her on a Saturday. She doesn't say where. 20 minutes. She pulls into the parking lot of the doctor's office. Same one. You haven't been back since you were 14. You sit in the waiting room. Same chairs, same drop ceiling, same everything. Your mom opens her bag. She takes out a leaflet, folded into quarters. The same one, from 4 years ago. She's been carrying it in her bag for 4 years. She puts it on her knee. She smooths it out. She doesn't look at you. She says, "I didn't know if showing you would help or make it worse, so I just kept it. I didn't know what to do, so I just walked. I put the bottle on the counter. I hoped that was enough." You look at this woman. You think about the food pushed to the back of the cupboard, the 12 minutes of silence, the door opening late at night, 4 years of her walking in the dark without ever once saying why. She never said the word. You don't say anything because there is nothing that fits, so you just sit next to her the way she sat next to you for 4 years without ever saying a word. She folds the leaflet, puts it back in her bag. Your name gets called. You go in. The nurse weighs you, writes the number on the clipboard. The doctor looks at it, then looks at you. He doesn't say concerning. He doesn't say trajectory. He just nods. You look over at your mom. She's looking at her hands in her lap. She's smiling.